Okay. Time now is 9:44 a.m. on June 4th. 35 years since the tragic incident in Beijing. So, slept from 4:45 till 9:40. But right before bed, I started getting into an AC war again with Vanessa. I believe it's her. Because the Chinese guy in room 5, the sex haver, never does that. So, yeah. But at some point, like, I made the AC 69, and then she, as a reaction, she disconnected the AC from the Wi-Fi. Because 69, oh my god, the world is ending. So I went outside and made it 70. And then she just gave up. I think she's like, okay, can't be bothered. So yeah. But because of that, I didn't really fall asleep until like 5-ish. But I did fall asleep relatively fast still. Okay, so I'm waking up early as fuck, which I hate. But I'm gonna do that because I need to go to a tour at 11 a.m. And right before that, I would like to film an album review as well. Also, my voice is just not it. So, 3 things are gonna happen today. 11 a.m., I'm going through an apartment tour. Still finding roommates. 2 p.m., the museum job interview. This one's important because I am desperate. I need that job desperately. So, we'll see what happens. And then at night, I'm going to go to Century City to watch Furiosa. I don't know. I think, yeah, I think I'll be Ubering back home, but yeah, it's gonna be alright. Unless Justin, the Singaporean guy, is nice enough to drive me home. But, yeah. I'll be going to Luis's / Cliff's place first, and then I'll just be chilling there. So I want to go a little earlier because I think taking the metro at night is a stupid, terrible idea. So yeah, that's the plan for today. And then after I finish Furiosa, it's an immediate bed kind of situation, immediate sleep situation. After Furiosa, it's probably going to be 1:30 after the movie ends, and then at around 2 a.m. ish, if I immediately call an Uber, I'll arrive home at around 2 a.m. ish. I do one of these nighttime videos and take a shower. It's probably gonna be 3-ish, 3:30. That's it. And then I'll wake up at like 9 tomorrow morning again. So, yeah. 9 or 9:30. So, yeah. That's that. That's that.
Another person saw it twice, and today was her second time seeing
Oh,
it.
okay.
And they looked at, they liked it. So you have 2 bedrooms downstairs with a shared bathroom,
Okay.
and then the rest upstairs. Okay.
Pictures.
So
Yeah.
people live in this apartment right now?
Yes, they're moving out on July 31st. Right now, I don't know. I think they're traveling.
Oh, okay. Trying the Trader Joe's frozen pizza. Let's go. Still cold. Great. It's not that bad. Time now is 3:58 p.m. Ball sacks. So it's midday update because quite a few things have already happened. Even though in normal days I wake up at 1 p.m. and by 4 p.m. nothing really happens. But today I have 3 things already happening to my ass. First of which is the housing, the apartment tours. The biggest, most important thing of the agenda. So right off the bat in the morning, filmed an album review, changed my clothes, went out right on time. Not actually right on time. I was a little late, but then again, it's not my fault. It's more like the bus's fault because I could have gone to the bus station earlier, but the bus is something out of my control. So I took bus 38. I went to 11 something address. Not gonna say which one, anyways. And then I couldn't find a tour guide. I couldn't find the tour guide who is a manager in the company. I couldn't find him. His name is Giuseppe. And then so I walked around, I waited around, and I find nobody. And I'm like, well, screw it. So in the email, another person who I've been emailing told me that they can schedule another tour at 11:15 at another address. So I'm like, well, then I guess I'll go to the next address then. So I went to the next address, which is on Ellendale Place, where everyone and their moms are living in. And by that I mean everyone in USC and their moms. So I went there, and once again, nobody showed. So I made phone calls, I emailed, no response. I'm a couple minutes late, but seriously. And then I saw a white woman and a white guy sort of like leaving the place. They seem like they might be someone I'm looking for, but not sure. So I was still making the phone call to the apartment company. And then those 2 people stopped talking to each other, and the woman left, and the man picked up his phone, and I'm like, okay, it's gotta be this guy. So I went up to him and said, are you Giuseppe? And he's like, yeah. So he's an Italian guy. So I can tell from the accent and the name. So he is apparently the manager who's gonna help me guide the tour. So he took me to the place. Holy shit, it's good. Finally. But of course, reality is too good to be true. There's always a catch. But let's talk about the pros first. First of all, nice neighborhood. It's not the best ever. There are still homeless dudes wandering around, but it's genuinely nicer. Closer to campus. I don't need to rely on bus 38 ever. Worst bus ever. Close to Ralph's. I can just go buy groceries. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. There is in-unit washer and dryer. My eyes are not fooling me. There is in-unit washer and dryer. The rooms are not super big, but at least it's bigger than this one. It's bigger than this room. It's workable. There's a closet that is not as small as this. An actual large closet. a private bathroom, there's AC, there's a nice living room area where there's a TV, there's a couch, perfect for playing Blu-rays. Like, this is great, actually. There's even filtered water. I asked him if there's filtered water. Gas stoves, holy balls. So So that's all great and stuff. Here's the catch. The thing is, those guys are gonna leave at the end of July. And that's a huge problem because I want to move in early July, late June or early July. There's another place, the earlier address, the earlier house that I went to, that place is already taken. The moment the woman left, I don't know if it's the same woman or a different woman, but an application is already made. And the Italian guy, Giuseppe, he's really nice, but he was like, yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure that woman is already like, she just took it. She just paid for and took the apartment. Also, another thing is usually when I tour the place, I have to go with a couple other people, roommates, and we all apply at the same time. The rent for that house is $5,000, which means divided by 3 is about $1,666. If I get the slightly bigger room, I'm gonna have to pay more logically, maybe $1,700. We'll figure it out. But the thing is, I don't even have 2 roommates now. A couple days ago, I went to Reddit, Discord, and APCA to look for roommates. No luck at all. Even the guy who DM'd me on Reddit a while ago is not responsive. Everyone's fucking dead. So obviously, I'm screwed. Once again. Of course. Of course, reality will always find a way to beat me down. But Giuseppe told me that there's a studio. It's a little far away from here, a little bit farther. But there's a studio. It's not too bad price, $1,600. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. Holy shit. If it fulfills all my conditions, filtered water, AC, in-unit washer, dryer, I may go with that. The only issue is that it's a little far. So going to H Mart will take about 40 freaking minutes. And it's on the other side of the campus. It's northeast, not northwest. It's right next to Gateway. So it's I can still go to Ralph's, but I need to take a bus there. But again, not 38. Let's make that clear because 38 can suck a pussy. H Mart, I need to take 2 buses to go. Coming back might be difficult. And I thought to myself, well, if I get a nice job and get money, get paid, maybe I'll be able to afford some Uber rides from H Mart back home. But that's definitely a bit of an issue. So now there are 3 options. There are 3 ways to go around this. One is I go for the studio, which is a little farther away. And just stay with that. Stay there forever. And the great thing is I won't have any roommates. I can control my AC. Last night, AC was on again. So that's one thing. Number 2 is I somehow beg TripleLink to let me pay for 1 more month so that I can stay for 1 more month so that when I return to LA in late August, I can move to the new house. But in the condition that I already found 2 roommates. So insane, given how predatory TripleLink is. You either pay money for a whole year or you don't. Or fuck off kind of situation. Also, again, roommates, very difficult to find. 3 is I keep looking, but then again, chances are low. Like, a lot of lease terms end in August 10th or August 15th, and also, yeah. Also, you know, in-unit washer, dryer, private bathroom, AC, filtered water, what are the fucking chances? If other apartments, like the Orchard, which is the only apartment I also know of anyways, have that magically, if God willingly wills it, then sure. But those are my 3 options, and none of them are great. There is no perfect place. there will be suffering. There will be pain and suffering either way. But for the first two options, at least I'll have a better living condition than here right now. So yeah, that's one thing. Thing number two, went back home, still had a good amount of time, had the interview. Slightly before the interview, while I'm having lunch, I had some Instagram DMs, which is nice. I like that people are acknowledging my existence from time to time nowadays. It's pretty nice that something like that is happening. So one of the Justin, the Hong Konger, who I met in the first HKSA meeting, DM'd me saying, "Bro, I found your channel." Fuck. It finally happened. So I'm not that mad about it because I feel like I've come to a point where I don't post sensitive shit on my channel all that much anymore. But yeah, he's like, "Oh, I found your channel. I was looking for a Clancy album review, the new 21 Pilots, and I saw your face. And wow, I saw that you review all kind of movies, music, and, you know, that's some good shit. You're a true Fantano head, you know." And I'm like, "Thank you." And he's like, "Oh, I have a YouTube channel too." So I took a look, and he started earlier, like late last year, and he mostly does like video essays, but he's only came out with 4 videos. I've come up with 2.7 thousand videos. I'm very prolific. I'm about to upload one right now, actually. But yeah, it's okay though. It's not that embarrassing anymore. And he's also like a huge film guy, so it doesn't come off like, "Oh, you're a nerd." I mean, you're a nerd too. But yeah, he found out. He's the first person in USC to find out, and also the third person in this American saga to find out that I have a YouTube channel. Yeah, after Pepper and Potter, both of which have accidentally found my channel. I've been thinking about telling Michelle. After all, Michelle's like my closest friend at this point, but I don't know. I feel like I need to keep this hidden identity hidden. It's like Batman. It's like a little escape. So that's that. Finally, there's a job interview. I personally think it went exceptionally well. But then again, last time I thought an interview went well, I didn't get into film production, so who knows. But then again, the world is too good to be true. There are 2 possibilities. One possibility is I don't get hired, and now I can stay in Hong Kong for a longer time. Second possibility is I do get hired, which is great. I come up with some pretty amazing answers. Like, yeah, there's a catch. Anyways, the interview, so this white woman, she was like talking to me and asking me to explain myself a little more. She said that my application stood out, but I don't know if it meant like, if it's like a, you know, something that she needs to say, or if she really meant it. But I tried my best. I was like energetic, I smiled, I looked at the camera. Maybe I tried too hard, I don't know. But she was like, "Explain yourself a little bit," and I just went off. I talked about my love for film and cinematography, and she asked me, why do I want to work in museums? And I really want to give a genuine answer, and I said I just really like museums. Like, they bring you to a different world. Again, a little cheesy answer, I feel like, but I feel like that's the best genuine answer I can give. At the end of the video, I even added a little addendum. I was like, "Oh yeah, you know, I find art inspiring to my films. Like, I went to the Northern Zion Museum and saw Buddhas, and I want to incorporate Buddhism into my short films." Which is fucking true, by the way. Look at the short film I recently made, Objects in Mirror, coming out in forever. And then at the very end of the interview, she asked me, here's a curveball question. Nothing to do with anything. Just a personality question. But if you're a kitchen appliance, what would you be? Which is a crazy question. And I had to give it some thought, and I said blender or waffle maker. I don't know, because I don't want to come up with like something basic like pots and pans or spatulas. I want to come up with something very specific. And, you know, I immediately thought of a cheese grater, but I'm not a cheese grater. and I thought I'm a waffle maker or a blender because I take many different ideas and I turn it into a new form. Which is a very cool answer that I just pulled out of my ass randomly. So this is amazing. So, and then she explained the job a little bit. So the thing is, if I get chosen, I'll be mainly working at Pasadena and not the Museum Fisher of Art, because that museum, the Fisher Museum of Art, isn't really going to be open that much anyways. It's mostly Pacific Asian Museum in Pasadena. So I'll be there mostly anyways. Second of all, it's not like a every week thing. They're going to ask me to work there maybe twice or thrice a month, or maybe just twice. Whenever something special happens, whenever there's an event, or if there's, I don't know, some new special exhibition. But I wouldn't be there all the time anyways. So truth be told, even if I do get this job, which is hip hip hooray, I'm not gonna earn that much from it. So come to think of it, maybe it would be a bad idea for me to quit the social media job. Another thing is, she told me that she won't really get back to me until next Friday, which is June 14th. Too fucking late to buy the plane ticket. Might as well buy it tonight. I might as well assume that I am hired so that I come back to LA on June 17th. I come back to LA on June 17th. If I'm not hired, I can spend the next 2 days moving. And again, that's option 2 for the moving. 3 options for the moving. So I might as well buy the plane ticket AS freaking AP. Early July, June 17th, August 17th. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? That's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm curious about the studio. If it has in-unit washer and dryer, if it has AC and filtered water, even if it's not filtered water, fuck it. I have water filter from Target here. You know what? I'll go. I don't care. Even if it means I need to spend a whole hour going to H Mart every month. I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. Let me go. But the housing is really nice too. Like I do really like the whole house thing on Ellendale because it's way closer to campus. Either way, both the studio and Ellendale are also equally close to that one special off-campus soundstage that I need to go to for my art directing class next semester. And I say that because that class is going to end very late at night, and of course I'll be free lifting, but still, it's a bad idea to go anywhere far. So yeah, that's the plan. Actually, I may call my mom, like right now, actually.
Up and down, but you do a motion like this around the entire joint, and you want to package the tightest at the bottom because that's where you want support, so you don't get a little intake.
I watched Dune Part 2. It's a lot more action packed and entertaining than the first one. It's still longer than my attention span though. Oh.
Holy shit, that's a centipede. Shit! Go! No, yeah. That's a centipede. Shit. Fuck. No, stop.
fuck? What a fucking do. Okay. No. Jesus Christ. Okay, time now is 1:52 a.m. in the morning. My voice is suddenly crispy clean. What the heck? I'm in my outside clothes now. So, yeah, just came back home. I already said that. Right. So, today, let's wrap up today. I just went to Louis/Cliff's apartment, l'appartement du Cliff, but I didn't see Cliff. Cliff's somewhere in his bedroom, I guess. But yeah, at around 8, I quickly cooked lunch. I cooked dinner at 6:30, really early for dinner. Usually I eat dinner at 9 or 10 or 11. But yeah, very clumsy dinner. All my broccoli fell onto the ground because there's barely enough space. And I raged. For the first time, I screamed at the broccoli. Like, ah! Which felt nice. Nice to release some steam. And then I, cooked dinner, which is garlic, broccoli, some pasta with Alfredo sauce. I did not expect that there's still so much Alfredo sauce in that jar. And then some, Tabasco fried chicken that's already been cooked from Ralph's. Pretty solid meal. Finished it, left, and from 8 p.m. till like 8:50-ish, went from here to Santa Monica where I walked past CMD. Significant moment because it's been exactly 1 year, exactly 1 year since the end of Ends and Means, which ended on June 4th last year. And significant because I feel like I've come so far, yet at the same time not so far. So far because I literally changed. My hair is different now. I feel more level-headed. I feel more experienced. I feel more confident and healthy. Yet at the same time, I still haven't achieved much since a year ago. But it's been a whole year, so that's something to think about. And then I went to Cliff's place. I stood outside for a couple of minutes and I started yelling. I DM'd Luis. I'm like, hey, I'm here, but Luis isn't responding. So I started just yelling, like, Cliff, Luis. And somebody heard me. Turns out it's Austin, the Australian guy. Turns out neither Luis or Cliff were in there. The people in there are Andrew, the half Taiwanese, half Latino, and another black guy who I haven't seen before. And they're looking over their Film 32 scene. The last scene in their Film 32 is Silence. Martin Scorsese's Silence. It's pretty good. And then we chatted and we talked a little bit. Lauren showed up out of nowhere. Turns out Lauren's here to smoke weed with Justin, the Singaporean guy, and they passed around the blunt. I thought I would have to also smoke some weed in order to be social. And that's not too bad of an occasion to smoke weed, but I didn't because I was already pretty stressed out for the most part of today with the apartment tour. And somebody comes in. With the apartment tour and everything, I was already pretty stressed out. With the housing, which I will have to continue talking about a little bit later. What time is it right now again? It's almost 2. So if I go to the bathroom and then go to bed, it's gonna be 3 a.m. Perfecto. Anyways, I digress. Right. Where was I? Andrew. So, he's a real cinephile, so he really likes talking about movies, which is great because I'm a huge movie nerd. So I and him, we hit a real wavelength, and we started just riffing off on movies. He's like, okay, go, tell me your favorite movies from the last 10 years. And I'm like, okay, off the top of my head, Decision to Leave. And then we talked about that a little bit. We talked about Park Chan-wook. We talked about RRR. I talked about Everything Everywhere All at Once. I thought he's too artsy for Everything Everywhere All at Once, but no, he liked it. And then we talked about pretentious picks. And he said Drive My Car. And then we talked about Drive My Car a little bit. I love Drive My Car. And then he talked about how he saw Come and See recently, which I haven't seen because I'm scared to. Same with Synecdoche, New York and Love Exposure. Even though I haven't seen them, those 3 films, are films that I've heard of and I've read about. So there isn't a single film mentioned today that I haven't heard of, which makes me so proud. I feel like such a cinephile. And then we talked about music as well. Talked about our favorite bands and artists. Luis's favorite is The Weeknd, which I thought was kind of surprising, given that The Weeknd is overrated as fuck. And his second favorite musical artist or musical act is Pink Floyd. Andrew's favorite, I already forgot. Not gonna lie. Shoot, I already forgot, didn't I? But it's somebody I know. He mentioned LCD Soundsystem and Kendrick Lamar, which are both artists that I really love, that I kind of listen to a lot. What's the name of the first artist? Shoot. Starts with a P, but it's not Pink Floyd. And it's someone that I also really, really like. Somehow Shoot. Damn. I forgot. I feel bad now. I'll remember it eventually. Anyways, they're still smoking weed. The movie starts at 10:30. After the commercials, it's going to start at 10:55-ish. So it isn't until 10:32 p.m. when we decided to leave to watch Furiosa. And I kept reminding them, hey, the movie's starting. And Justin's driving the car. Justin, the Singaporean, not the Malaysian, not the Latino guy, not the Hong Konger I met at USC, and who else is named Justin? I'm probably missing a couple. So he drove me and Luis to Century City really fast, and we arrived right on time. After we arrived, we even took a little time out to buy popcorn and a drink. Honestly, I didn't really need it because I already had dinner, because I already accounted for this. In case I'm hungry, I even brought myself a bottle of water and 1 white chocolate biscuit. But no, Luis is like, nah, I got you. So Luis bought me popcorn and drink. Everyone got a popcorn and a drink, a small popcorn and a drink. And I asked Luis, do you want me to Zelle back? And he's like, for $5? And I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, actually it's $7. But I never really Zelled him back, so I guess I'm treated again for the umpteenth time. So, gracias, muchos gracias. So, yeah, we watched the film on IMAX. It is the most expensive movie ticket I've bought ever. Is it worth it? No. But the movie is good. I wouldn't pay this much money for a movie ever again, though. Especially given that films at Academy Museum is 5 times cheaper, at least, at $5. $5 for a film at the Academy Museum, right? So yeah, and then some screening. Like, I watched the first Slam Dunk with 40 Hong Kong dollars. That's crazy. That's like $6 US. Like, yeah. Pretty much 6-ish US dollars. So again, I don't know. I'm glad I'm going back to Hong Kong because I can watch movies for cheap. But afterwards, I asked Justin if he could drive me back. He's like, sure. It's like 1-something a.m., 1:30, and there's no traffic, so it took about 15 minutes to drive me back. I got along with them really well. Again, I'm normally afraid of And by normally, I mean like 3-4 years ago, I would be scared of hanging out with these kinds of people. Weed smoking, hyperactive people like Justin, and then Louise, who is a bit more introverted but still like kind of jumpy. Never thought that I would really get along with them, talking about film with them, you know, and comfortable being myself even with them being there. So that's great. Came back home and killed what it seems to be a centipede. It's like a giant cockroach, but it's not a cockroach. It has more than 6 legs. If it's 8 legs, it's a spider. And obviously a spider would have a particular structure. This looks like a centipede of sorts. It's gross. I smashed it. It's a new level of gross. I don't get grossed out by cockroaches anymore because I've seen so many of them. But like centipedes is like a new creature unlocked. So that is the final nail in the coffin for me to move out of this place. If the sex noises is not a reason, and the AC war last night is not a reason, it's this. So, anyways, housing. I spoke with my mom, had a little discussion, had some thinking. Oh boy, the Arabic mom is back. Had some thinking, and you remember how there are 3 options? Well, there's actually a 4th option, so let's recap. Option 1, go for the studio. Option 2, go for the house, Moxie. Option 3, find more apartments. Option 4, so I didn't realize this, but option 4 is to stay. Worst case scenario, stay. Which, after weighing all the options, the thing is, option 1, I don't get laundry, and the place is a bit far from H Mart, Ralph's, tiny bit far from SCA, but I can manage that. Laundry is a huge issue. Also, no filtered water, but then again, I can also manage that because I have a water filter, albeit cheap, but I'll drink tap water. But laundry is a huge issue. I don't see myself living there long term with community laundry. That's insane. I needed to have it in my place. My mom said, while my mom usually really supports the idea of in-unit laundry, my mom was like, okay, it seems like a really nice, comfortable place. Please just let the laundry thing go. But that's option 1. Option 2 is the house, which I think is better. First of all, if I have roommates, it's more fun. But again, for the house thing to work, I need to beg Tripling to let me stay here for 1 more month, go to Hong Kong, come back to LA, and then move. Which might be hectic. And I also need to find 2 roommates. I made an Instagram story about finding roommates, and I posted the same Instagram story 4 times in a row. Because usually people just go through Instagram stories without looking at it. They just tap, 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 tap. If I post the same story again and again, and then you tap on it, it looks like the story is not changing. The viewer will think that their phone is glitching, so they'll actually read the story. Equo was like, hey, you posted it a few times, and I told him why, and he's like, oh my god, that's smart. I even told Justin, the Singaporean, and Louise, and they're both like, wow, that's fucking smart, bro. So, yeah, I mean, detective. Can't fuck with the detective, you know? And immediately, almost immediately afterwards, Jing Chen, the Malaysian guy, DM'd me saying, oh, I'm looking for housing too, LMAO. Great. Asian, into film, say no more. So we talked a little bit, and he's also down. Apparently he's also lived in a tripling place, and he's also moving out of a tripling, I guess. So obviously bad. Okay, but that's option 2. The thing is, I haven't even decided which option to go, but I'm already looking for roommates. Option 3, find more apartments. So I called Orion Apartments. And they were helpful. They're like, okay, we'll help you look for apartments. Every single one of their apartments, according to them, end their lease on August 1st. My brother in Christ, I won't be here on August 1st. And again, maybe I beg Tripling to let me stay for 1 month, and then I move in late August, but come on. And then option 4, staying, but staying does seem attractive. I went to Google spreadsheet and I actually put all 3 options side by side and weighed the pros and cons. And there aren't that many pros in the studio one. It's still expensive as fuck. It's still a bit far. There's no laundry. I don't know, you know. So staying behind might be okay. Maybe the pest problem will get better. Maybe I'll get better roommates. For room 2 and 5 maybe? No, not 5. For room 2 and room 1 are both gonna get new roommates soon. Maybe the hot Asian girl will finally show up. And truly, it's aside from public transportation, I'm already living here. I don't need to move anywhere. There's in-unit washer and dryer. It's cheap. Maybe it's still worth it. It's also close to H Mart. But yeah. And then as I was leaving, I thought of option 5, and that is find another TripleLink, which is an option you can explore. Again, TripleLink is untrustable, but if it's closer to campus, and if I pre-choose my roommates before moving in, it might be more worth it. If it's closer to campus, there's a bigger chance that I'll be living with other students. Also, somebody on Reddit DM'd me saying that they already got a place, but it's going to be with a bunch of architecture students, and I highly suspect that that place is like shared bathroom and stuff. Nice guy though. But yeah. So 5 options now. So before I had options 4 and 5, here is how I'm going to make sense of these 3 options. The studio, Moxie House, and other apartments. Hinges on 2 things. One is whether the studio has in-unit laundry or not. If it does, studio all the way. I don't care if it's expensive, I don't care if it's far. If the laundry's there, it's golden. Number 2 is if TripleLink lets me stay for 1 more month, then I will explore option 2. Which is the house. But soon after that, I found out that the studio doesn't have in-unit laundry. And, yeah. And then, again, my mom said, just lose the laundry thing. Just buy a couple baskets and just clean the laundry. But the thing is, I don't see myself washing and drying my pajamas or my shower towels in a community laundry. That's just disgusting. So I don't know, I'm really conflicted. Like, on one hand, it's near perfect, on the other hand, it's not. You know, on one hand, it's like, just the laundry. If the laundry problem is resolved, I don't care about filtered water. I don't care if it's far from H Mart. It may work. I really care about laundry. I really do. That's the main reason why I left the Airbnb in March of 2022. Fuck. So now I'm back to square one. I don't know what to do. I have several options. Again, I don't know. Okay, so on Thursday, I will still go to the tour. So the employer, the social media employer, the architecture woman, she said that she's not free this week. So, my first job, my first shift at her place, Thursday morning, canceled. Great fucking news. I can sleep. Not because, I'm going to visit, the Moxie Studio at 11:30 a.m. I'll visit it, but if it doesn't have in-unit laundry, what's the point? Yeah. That's one thing. And then it hinges on Tripling. I called Tripling today, waited 10 minutes, no answer, call automatically ended because they hate humans. Call them tomorrow again. That's Tripling. So if Tripling lets me stay one more month, I think that is right now that seems like the most optimal solution is Tripling lets me stay for 1 month, we move into the big house. That would be perfecto. It is expensive though. $1,700. If I get the big room with the private bathroom, it is going to be hell of expensive. So I don't know. Does it worth a kidney? Or Tripling lets me stay for 1 month, but I go for an Orion apartment. Or I just find a new Tripling place. But then again, I'll have to. That also seems like a really optimal solution, but it's I don't know. It's in the risk of pest, and I do realize that pest is probably the biggest reason why I want to move out of this place, and not every apartment has to have pest problems. If we all roommates come together and team up and try to solve it, try to clean up. Also, one of my major reasons is because of roommates, and I feel like if I have the roommate situation sorted out, it will probably be good. Also, if I move into a Tripling place closer to USC, that'll solve a lot of the public transportation issues. So, new Tripling place might be not so bad of an idea. Tripling is terrible, but maybe not so bad. Either way, whichever option I go for in these 5 options, I'll have to make the decision by the end of the week. So, yeah. That's my thought now. I'm actually stressed out. I'm more stressed out about my housing than I was stressed out on the short film set because I was just set dresser. Chill. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's all for today. Yeah. Gonna go to the gym tomorrow, so I gotta sleep a little early. Okay, time now is 10:24 a.m. in the morning on June 5th. Slept from 3:45 till 9:30, but I went back to sleep and I accidentally slept till 10:15. So yeah, I'm tired as fuck actually. Oh my god. I didn't have much sleep yesterday. Neither today. And I'm going to the gym. Fuck. So yeah. So I beat the 4 a.m. curse by sleeping earlier than 4 a.m. but still very late. I wish I could go to bed even earlier tonight, okay? You can do it. Surprisingly, no AC wars. I turned the AC to 70. Okay, so last night I spent a considerable amount of time resetting the thermostat and then connecting it to Wi-Fi and then connecting the thermostat to my phone with my app. And while I was doing it, once again I hear a familiar sound. The sound of moaning. And once again, the Chinese guy in room 5 is fucking his girl. And the girl is just, I really hope at the same time, I think Vanessa and her mom are in room 2. I wish they would have heard it too, because now I can share the awkwardness. But anyways, I wish I could escape the moaning, but I can't. So while the moaning happened, I was still setting up the thermostat. But afterwards, I thought I had a genius idea. It was 2:30 a.m. ish. I thought, okay, I can't just let that happen. I need to say something as a statement because the war is on. This is a declaration of war. So I turned on my laptop again and I played death metal at its loudest. The speaker to the loudest. The video volume to its loudest. And I had fun. While the death metal track was playing, I started playing air guitar. And I started headbanging and jumping around. I was also shirtless because I was taking off my clothes, ready to, take a shower. And then I had this idea. But yeah, the war is on. The war is on, baby. So yeah, again, final nail in the coffin, I have to move. Yeah, so that's that. That is that. Yeah, still don't know about what to do with my moving situation, but yeah. So today I'm going to the gym for the first time in so many years. And hopefully I do well. Hopefully I don't die. And then maybe tonight I'll go to Ralph's for a bit. Right after gym. Tomorrow, or I can go to Ralph's tomorrow. Tomorrow I am, I'm going for a tour. I'm touring 2 spots tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, the studio. Tomorrow afternoon, Catalina. I highly doubt I'll live in any of these places, but, still. But yeah. yeah, we'll figure it out. I still haven't sold my bike on eBay. I should start working on that today. Yeah, I should go to Amazon and buy the There Will Be Blood Blu-rays as well. It's about time. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm so fucking late. I'm supposed to film a review this morning too, but it's fine. I'm gonna tell Glenn I'll be late. I'm so tired. I'm actually really tired. Yeah, I can sleep all day on Friday. Friday's my rest day. And then Saturday I'll be meeting Michelle. Maybe Elin as well, because she wants to return the Buddha to me. Sunday, I'll sleep. I'll be sleeping on Sunday. Yeah.
Where's the gym? Fuck. Okay. Silly goose.
Great. Power just ran out. Great stuff. Love it whenever it happens. Really love it. And it just came back. The moment, oh, there we go. The moment I stop recording. That's great. Hello, my blueberry muffins. It's 6:42 p.m. So once again, it's not super late right now, but I would like to conclude my day right here, right now, and then I'll probably film a little bit tonight. But yeah. So what happened today? Right. So putting the stressful housing conundrum aside. Today I went to the gym with Glenn. And I was late by like an hour and 20 minutes. Because I woke up late and then I had a stomachache immediately after I woke up. And then I filmed a review, the movie review, which I'm actually exporting right now. And then, yeah, and then, screw it, I wore short sleeve shirt and short pants for the first time, this year, at all, like, outside. I'm wearing short pants and sleeves, you know, my pajamas, anyways, and I walked to school because, I don't like the idea of wearing shorts and sitting on the bus. There's something so gross about buses here. Another thing is the bus left. I missed it, so I walked over there. There's also some construction around the aquatic center, so I had to do a whole loop-de-loop in order to enter the gym. So I was ready to pay $55. In fact, on my way to the gym, like while walking, I was already looking at my phone thinking, oh shit. So in order to get into the gym, I need to buy the summer pass because I'm not taking any summer classes. But the goofy thing is, is that I thought it's going to take time. Like, what if it's a 1 to 3 business day situation? What if this is like one of those situations where I have to sign something and process something and write a form, and then it's gonna wait a while? But fortunately, it's not. I signed a waiver thing, and then and then that's it. And then I arrived at the gym, and there's a dude. But yeah, he's like very feminine. He's gay. And I gave him my card, and then he swiped it, and then I should use they. Okay, he. I'm sorry. Okay. And turns out I don't need to buy the summer pass. They were like, wait, have you enrolled in any summer classes? I'm like, no. And they're like, okay. I don't know why, but the system says you're good to go. And I'm like, what? Why is that? And they're like, don't know, but just take it. And I'm like, okay. So I think there's like a glitch. I think it's because I enrolled in a summer class and then I dropped it. Somehow the system glitched out and thought I'm still enrolled in it. So anyways, I'm good to go. So yeah, I entered the gym, and then boom, right there and then I found Glenn. And I realized that, and then we just started doing it. I put down my stuff in a locker, and there are a lot of empty lockers, and I just put my bag and my jacket in there, and then boom, that's it. Nothing fancy, but yeah, I don't need to pay either. I'm scared somebody would steal my shit, but nobody did, so that's great. And then it's just me and my phone, and then I was at the gym area, at the weightlifting area, and Glenn started teaching me. And Glenn has never taught anyone. He's not a coach, and he didn't learn any of this from anyone. He just watched YouTube and, but he started teaching me. So there's a shoulder press. That's the first thing I did, and it's like holding a dumbbell and going this. He held a 15-pound. I couldn't do 15, so I did 10 pounds. It's actually not that difficult, but then the next one, I don't know what's this called, but it's for arms, and that one's fucking difficult. And then we did a bench press, which was very nightmarish, and a lot of thing with form, like you need to arch your back, like according to him, you need to arch your back and grip the metal bar one way. And I did some sets, and then finally I tried the low row, which is a pulling thing, which is actually very easy and very fun. My god, it's been years since I've been to a gym. But yeah, I'm also glad that I'm comfortable in my own skin. Like, part of the reason why I don't like going to the gym back in the secondary school days is because I don't want people to laugh at me and see me, like, oh, this skinny, awkward guy working out, But somehow in an even bigger gym, in an expensive institution, I am comfortable doing it. I know I'm not great at it, but simple, humble beginnings. And then we played badminton together. I said, oh, I do want to play some badminton though. And he's like, sure. So we didn't have to pay, rented, but without paying. We got a couple rackets. The thing is, this is one of the most expensive schools in America, and all the badminton rackets are broken except for one, and it's like nearly broken. It's like distorted, if you know what I mean. They don't have the money to repair that shit or buy more rackets. It's crazy. And so Glenn got a tennis racket, and then we played badminton using that. So we went upstairs and we set up 2 metal poles, and we set up the badminton net, and it looks like shit. And we just started playing badminton. It's been years, but I still got it. I miss some, especially when it's backhanded. But like when I'm doing this, and then I realized one thing is like I'm very good at observing things. I'm really good at catching things. That's why I'm so good at like not necessarily killing, but seeing cockroaches or flies. Like I'm so sensitive to anything flying my way or crawling my way. And then I realized that it's just a theory. I realized that part of the reason why I'm so good at this is because I've been practicing with badminton, and I keep noticing the ball, and I keep estimating how fast the ball would fall, so that I know where to stand and where to swing the racket. But yeah, it was really tiring, really fast. It was actually really good cardio. I sweat. I think it's the first time I actually sweated through exercise. There's a fly just went past me. But yeah, it's fun. It's cool. It's also cool that I and Glenn are on this friendship basis and not like director-actor basis, you know. But yeah, I told him quite a few things because it's been a while. Last time I saw him was the career fair. I told him my job situations. I told him the MFA sets I went on. I told him about CAMS classes next semester. I told him several things. Told him my housing situation. He's also experiencing some housing issue, but not as bad as me, obviously. I am tortured alive. Yeah, and then I told him that I'd like to meet more Hong Kongers, and he's like, oh, actually tonight we're doing a hot pot, and Stephanie's gonna be there, and like some other people will show up, probably, maybe, he doesn't know. So I'm like, sure. So this means tonight, like right now, I'm going to leave and go to Glenn's apartment and eat hot pot with a bunch of maybe Hong Kongers, but mostly Taiwanese people. I'm guessing. So I'm low-key excited for that. Another meal skipped. But again, I do have meat in my fridge and stuff in my fridge that I need to like clean up fast. Also, I need to start like inventorying all my food so that I can plan out all my food options before I go to Seattle. Because yeah, like especially meats and vegetables. Like if it's eggs, I'm fine. If it's like fruit juice, I'm fine with leaving in the fridge for like a week. But you know, not meat, definitely not. So yeah. And then yeah, I actually don't feel that tired today, even though when I was doing lifting, it was tiring, but I don't feel that tired now. Glenn said that he's gonna go to the gym 5 days a week, which is fucking crazy. I thought 2 days a week is enough for me, but no, that's not enough. But I'm still gonna stick with 2 days per week because I have a lot of stuff going on. Like I still need to practice drawing, writing, reading. Like I have so many things to cultivate, you know, so many things to learn and cultivate, so many skills to pick up. And drawing is another thing I've been binge watching so many videos on drawing perspective, drawing faces, drawing anatomy, drawing gestures, coloring, shading. Just preparing myself for art direction class next semester. And then that's it for today. Still worried about the housing situation. I think it's likely that I'll just find another tripling spot and then just live there. But then again, if I'm able to find a couple roommates, and if tripling allows me to like rent for 1 more month, I do think that it is a viable option to just wait for one of these big fancy houses to become available. There's a lot of risk, but that's the game, guys. That's the game of life. You play or you die, you know? Welcome to Los Angeles, where everyone tries to kill you. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Keep laughing at them. Confused what you're laughing at.
You know the only time she didn't laugh is when we went on the hike.
Oh yeah, she was not happy.
The whole time your face was like, the hike. The whole time your face was like.
Oh yeah, you did. I did give her, I gave it to her. She was a stick. She was a stick. Candy was leaving. She was trying to like, you know, one time was like, when Angel was like in the car, but that's not like.
Okie dokie. Time now is 10:53 p.m. Oh my god, my hair. It keeps getting in the way. 10:53 p.m. on knuckle sandwiches. Yeah, boy. So second half of the day, let's go. At 7:20-ish, actually maybe even later, I took a free lift. I realized that it's after 6 p.m., so I can take a free lift anywhere the fuck I want. I took a free lift to Glenn's place, and yeah, and then he came out of the door and picked me up, and I went into his spot, and oh my god, it's a beautiful apartment. It's a 2-story apartment. It's gorgeous, spacey, clean. Nothing like the prison here that I'm living in right now. Nothing like it. And I went into his place for the first time, and I thought it would be a lot of people. No, it's just me, Glenn, and 4 girls. And that's like, normally that's fine, but out of the 4 girls, 3 of them I have never seen before. It's 2 Taiwanese and 1 Hong Konger girl by the name of Teresa. Ooh, a Hong Kong girl, what the fuck? We'll talk about that later. And then Stephanie, who I've known, like I've seen twice, but like that's it. Art Trice. And I don't know that well. And also, all these girls here, I assume, I'm sorry, they are, like, they don't seem, okay, Glenn is gay. There are 4 girls here. And then me, and I'm a straight guy. So of course there's a sense of, oh my god, I feel like I shouldn't be here. Like the moment I walked in. And again, it's weird because like Taiwanese people and Hong Kongers are like the 2 cultures that's closest to me. I'm a Hong Konger, and Taiwanese is the next closest thing. But it's just like, I feel a better sense of belonging in a set full of Chinese people. I feel an even better sense of belonging if it's like, I don't know, people I trust, like Cliff and Ariel and Takumi and Yelin and Ken, who are from all over the world. So I've come to a point where it doesn't really have to be. Okay, anyways, I digress. So 3 other girls, I don't even know their freaking names. I think I do actually, but do I though? One of them's name is Alyssa. That's a Taiwanese girl. One of them, their names I forgot. And then the Hong Kong girl's name is Teresa. And that's kind of interesting. Because for a while, Rachel had told me about a certain Teresa who has been meaning to see her, who has been meaning to hang out or like meet up with Rachel for a long time. They keep setting a time and place for a meetup, but they never met eventually, and Teresa sort of ghosted Rachel, which is hilarious. So I was like, oh, the legendary Teresa. So throughout the entire meal, given that all of them are already friends, I feel like I'm like the sore thumb. I feel like I stick out like a sore thumb, and I try to like, be involved. Like I laugh at jokes, and I say a couple one-liners here and there. I add some sense of humor. But there's like this sense of like detachment. I was pretty quiet, but the quietest girl turns out to be Teresa. I don't know why. I guess Teresa has never like met the 2 Taiwanese girls, and I bet she's not that close with Glenn either. But Teresa's super quiet. She's like very dainty, and she covers her mouth when she chews, and she keeps eating beef, which is one thing I noticed. And also one of the girls brought her puppy here. A small puppy, a Shiba Inu dog, very cute. Super cute. I let her lick my hand. But yeah, that's basically it. And it was not that interesting of a meal. I'm glad that it's a free meal, and I don't have to pay anything, which is bad because they spent a chump change on all the frozen meats, not frozen, but like all the meats and all the noodles and the soup packets from H Mart. And I'm glad I'm able to eat hot pot in LA. I think it's the first time I've ever had hot pot in LA. Come to think of it, it might be the first time. Shabu shabu doesn't count, and the time I had shabu shabu, it was actually trash in Sawtell. But yeah, I'm glad I got a free meal, and I also had some alcohol. This spiked Minute Maid lemonade, which is like so sweet, and I don't really like it. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's very uninteresting. Like, we didn't hang out more after we had food. Everyone just immediately left, and I didn't get anyone's Instagrams. I don't even have the motivation to get anyone's Instagrams because I feel like I just know them, and it's kind of, it's a little different though, right? Because, like, I don't know, for instance, Andrew, the Taiwanese Latino guy, I barely know the guy. I've seen him twice. I've seen him twice in my life so far. But I got his Instagram the second time I saw him, and we talk a lot and we get along and stuff. And talking to him was engaging because we're united in passion for film. But the girls I saw today, they're all kind of the same person to me. They all feel like they're all dressed up very simple and very like, oh my god, like, and they talk about inside jokes. They joked about Stephanie. So Stephanie's there, and we did at some point mention the incredibly embarrassing and cringy final general meeting of HKSA last year. And I said, oh yeah, I was there, and apparently Stephanie was forced to do it, which is no surprise. I bet she is forced. I thought she lost a bet or something. But yeah, I described my experience there. And then I overheard them talking about my old community college, and I was like, hey, you're Teresa, right? And then apparently in the summer she's going back to that community, not going back, but she's going to that community college to take one class for a GE, which I don't even know it's possible. I know some Americans do this, but I don't know international students are allowed to do this either. But yeah, Glenn and Stephanie, they smoked some weed earlier. They were high and they were drunk, and they laughed. They kept laughing, and I like smiled along, but like I think I composed myself really well. In situations similar to this, I would usually just be super quiet and just like panic inside. But I was pretty relaxed today. I joked around as well, and I was pretty chill. But yeah. Also, apparently Stephanie's seeing someone, but she was like, oh, it's just a casual thing. That's like exactly what's, I guess, unattractive about dating sometimes, is that I don't like casual relationships. I like hardcore shit, you know? Maybe I'm still young and naive and childish, like Arrested Development type of situation. I'm still stuck at 15, the ripe age of 15. You know, virgin boy, never held a girl's hand in a romantic way. But I don't like these, you know, oh, it's a casual thing, you know, fuck him. It's just like, oh, it's so lame. Then what's the point of dating anyways? Like, for fun and games? Like, what's the point? And then Teresa, I was a little bit, and by a little bit, I mean a tiny, slightly bit curious about who this mystery girl is. I met her and I could immediately tell, and I don't like thinking this way, but I do think this way from time to time, and that is, she's not my type. And I'm really glad that I've come to a conclusion recently that I like manly women, because Teresa's very dainty. She's like, oh, and I do like introverts, but I don't know, like the moment she acts that way, I'm like, okay, it's not my thing. Immediate no. So if I had made that conclusion earlier, I would never had this confusion with Pepper. It's like, oh my god, there's another Hong Kong girl in my film class, and then she's also the same age, and we also want to make movies, and this is it. This is meant to be, you know? The gods above have granted me this situation. I mean, come on. But now I'm smart enough to know, okay, that's a no. Because Pepper's similar. Pepper's a little bit more interesting. Maybe it's because I've like talked to her a little more and I know her personality a little bit more. But even so, I don't think Pepper's that interesting of a person. I think Pepper's kind of basic. Like, if you think Mary's basic, try Pepper. Try anyone else. Like, anyways, it's good that I've come to this conclusion. And now I guess we'll move on to romantic relationships. Again, earlier this week and last week I said it's wrong that I'm placing all hope and dreams on Glenn. I'm right. After the dinner today, I really begin to think that this is it. This is Glenn's friend group. They're all partiers, party people. They all drink a lot of alcohol. And they're all nice, but they're all like kind of shallow-ish. And they all kind of like, oh yeah, let's go to Cancun, haha. And very uninteresting. And I feel like that's just his friend group. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna meet anyone interesting within his friend group. No disrespect to Glenn though, because like my gym workout with Glenn and badminton with Glenn today was fantastic. It was definitely a highlight of the week, one of the highlights of the week. I'd say it's pretty good. Definitely, I don't think I'll be finding anyone interesting before I go back to Hong Kong in July, which is like a month later anyways. I don't think I'll be finding anyone interesting. It's still, I don't know, I'm so fucking arrow ace sometimes. Not sometimes, all the time. Sometimes, like, especially in this USC era. Is that a spider? That's just a piece of dust, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know, I feel like me with the Pepper confusion and my eventual love, Leslie, my eventual crush on Leslie, is partially a result of me being in an emotionally heightened state in rounds 1 to 3, but in round 4, when I'm more sober and I'm more level-headed, I've become much more arrow ace. I've become much more aromantic and asexual at the same time, because I'm much more uninterested in relationships, or not uninterested, it's just I find situations predictable. I find people boring, and I just don't find things interesting anymore. Might be a depression thing. I don't know if I have depression, and I don't need to know, but I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's just gonna be so tough for me to find someone to like. It's just so freaking tough. If I do eventually fall in love with someone, that someone will have to be the someone. Like, there's no other person, because I don't know. Let's just say I'm fine if my first is not even Hong Kong. If it's Taiwanese, hell, if it's Chinese, and if we could put the politics aside, I'll do it. And I think that's as far as my expansion can go, honestly. Partially because I got close to Leslie, and I realized that it can work with a Chinese person, maybe a little bit. But, I don't know. It's going to be diamond in the rough. I'm not going to find any interesting Hong Kongers through friend groups or whatever. I'm not going to be able to find that because, again, Glenn's friend group is like party people, and that's not exactly what I'm looking for. I honestly don't know what kind of person I'm looking for because Mary's different, Leslie's also extremely different from Mary, and I can't really use either of them as like reference, as like, okay, I like that kind of person. But I feel like given that I just ended off with Leslie, I think I still like people who are like her. Broken people, people with depth. Diamond in the rough, introverts, people who hide. I don't know. Honestly, it's unpredictable. Maybe my taste will change again. Like, maybe I'm gonna fall in love with someone super soft and gentle. Like, there's no telling. I think the main point is what I said yesterday and a couple days ago, and that is, you know, I want that spark, you know. I look back at someone and then they look back at me and they know what I'm thinking, I know what they're thinking. Those kinds of moments, I want that spark. And I feel like I'm not feeling anything. I feel really icy. Like, throughout the whole semester, I feel very distant, and everything I do and say feels calculated too. There's almost like a filter. Like, you know, even when I make jokes and like do funny things, and even if I accidentally mess things up, slip or whatever, it all feels like a mask. It all feels like I'm just doing it because the public will like it, you know. But I got to be myself in front of people like Cliff or even Equal. Equal is really nice. Like, I got to be myself a bit more, which is great. It's just, I don't know, people are boring, dude. People are so boring. The only few interesting people, and I say remotely, the only remotely interesting person I've met in USC so far is that Singaporean girl. What's her name again? Bridget. And I think that's it. She's not even that interesting. She would be a nice friend, though. Yeah, I literally am not interested in a single soul in USC. Not gonna lie. Even in like my previous community college, at least Potter's an interesting fellow. Ken has seen some shit. I can say that. Ariel's seen some shit. Of course, Leslie's an interesting fellow, interesting chap, interesting bloke. You know. I don't know. Who else? A lot of people in Film 33 ended up interesting. I think Benny's interesting, but like, he's a flat character, but he's pretty interesting. He's like this unhinged guy. Yeah. People are boring. People are so fucking boring. I can scare people easily, like with my short films, or like with if I ended up drawing very well. I feel like I can scare people or emotionally affect people easily because people are so predictable. People are so easily affected by things. Yeah. On the other hand, Naja told me that Ends and Means is about to be done. Yeah, she asked me how's the doc going, and I'm like, not much, still. So, actually, I'm gonna, like, do something about that right now. Also, forgot to mention one more thing, about, housing. Right now, my thought is that I'm just gonna move into another triple link. But this time, I'll find roommates first. The same way Rachel and Ashley organized their thing, I'm gonna do the same thing. Yeah, and hopefully, Jing Chen is down to do that. But I think if I find a couple roommates on WeChat, it's like not a bad idea. Cause like, the thing is, if I want in-unit laundry, I either do the big house, you know, and that's the only option I have actually. Usually big apartment buildings have community laundry, but Tripling does, you know, Tripling has in-unit laundry, and it's cheap too, $1,200. Fuck yeah. The only issue is a terrible management, but if I can, let's take a moment and break down the issues I'm having. Like, why am I moving in the first place? Pest, roommates, area, public transportation. Now, and size as well, space. Honestly, the space is not bad. It's small, but it works, you know? If I move and I pre-choose my roommates, and if I move to a better location, closer to campus, I don't have to worry about public transportation. I don't have to worry about the area either. Pest, we can start over. I and my roommates can discuss and we can clean things together. Tova just texted me because I texted her first. She's coming back next week, so. But yeah. So, maybe moving to another tripling is a good idea. And sure, tripling has a lot of negative reviews and, you know, notorious, but Jing Chen was like, oh, my tripling was not that bad. Maybe tripling isn't that bad if it's a huge roommate situation, honestly. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's not. Just saying. So, yeah, I'm still gonna go to the tours tomorrow, but chances are I'll go with another tripling. Yeah. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Is it in here? It just disappeared again. It was right here. Okay. It's everywhere. I saw another one on the table, but this is a different one. Be fucking kidding me. They keep showing up. They keep fucking showing up. Holy fuck. It's like, it's almost 3:30 a.m. Found it. Is it still alive? Please drown in shampoo. Okay, I just did it. Took about a couple minutes, maybe more. Extremely rough sketch. The girl looks absolutely terrible. Doesn't look like a human being at all. Absolutely flunked that one. Tried my best with the old man, but didn't really work. If anything, this is lessons in simple line perspective drawing, frame within a frame. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.